Hello, dear flight simmers, dear friends. I'm glad to be here to share a tool that I have been developing in the last months. I think it's a tool that can be practical for you because it provides a little more situational awareness. It is just a strip you see on the bottom of my screen in which you see a lot of variables that you can define. Of course, it's not thought to replace the other instrumentations that you have in your aircraft, but it helps because I mean we are in a simulator and we are in 2D dimensions, not in 3D, and I think in many cases can't help to know where you are, which speed you have, how close to the ground, and so on. I'm now on the runway in Zurich. I'm going to fly to Geneva. It's a short flight, and the thing is the variables are defined for the different phases of flight, and that is why I've chosen a short flight in which you will see how the variables change. Maybe before starting, as it is a short flight, I will show you how you go to the menu of the tool. Or I will show you maybe first the name of the tool is called XFlightStrip, and you will find the website in the forum. I will put it in the description of the video. And well, the installation is very easy. It's just a Lua script. That's to say, you have to go to your X-Plane Resources plugins, FlyWithLua scripts, and then you will copy the XFlightStrip Lua, and you have to define also a folder with the same name in which the initialization files will be created by the application. I have put also the readmes and the changelog that you can also download from the link, and yeah, the readme is very detailed at the moment, and then you can find the different aspects of the especially the variables and the features you can use. You have also text version over there. Well, the menu, there are two ways to show the menu. One is to click in the strip, and then you will see the menu. You can make it bigger if you want. And to close it, you press the red point, the circle. And the other way to do it is to go over there in the plugins, FlyWithLua and macros, and then you find the XFlightStrip, and then you see it again. I think the menu is self-explanatory, but especially maybe a couple of things. You can hide the strip, as you see. You can also avoid these phase changes I was mentioning before. There are at the moment 3 phases. Takeoff, climb is the first, cruise is the second, and descent is the third. You can avoid the change of the variables if you want to have always the same variables. Then you press here, and then you can select these two, one or two, and in this way you will only see the strip when you are outside or when you are in the cockpit. A new recent implementation is the SimBrief and also FMS import. That is to say, you will have to have a account, SimBrief account, and then you can fetch the flight plan from SimBrief, and then you can also define the TOT here. Another way is with the FMS. If you have in the normal place where the FMS are located in X-plane, the tool look for the different FMS planes, FMS flight plans, and then you can click over here, and then you can go to the flight plan you are interested in this case, I said before, Zurich to Geneva will be this one, and then once that flight plan is selected, you press import. The simulator is frozen for a couple of seconds, and then you see automatically the origin and the destination airport in your settings menu. One important thing in the FMS modus is the one that I will follow in this flight, is that you have to define the altitude over here, otherwise the top of the scent will not be correctly calculated. For defining the cruise altitude, you can, once that you have in the autopilot, you can, for example, press here, use autopilot altitude you have now defined. And another thing is the approach transitions. Usually you have them in the FMS flight plan, and here are already selected, and then you have to press apply. You can see the list of your of your waypoints defined, also with the transitions and star and seat. In principle, I have the same flight plan in little map. It's an application that I recommend. It's very practical, and exactly the same waypoints you can find there. And well, I think we have now the flight plan selected, and there are other things. You have also a VFR TOT calculator, in which you can use a direct way to the destination point, to the airport, or you can use the SimBrief route if you have defined it before, not in our case, or you can also use the FMS route as basis for this calculation, and then you can use the final target altitude, speed, the descent angle, and so on. We are not going to use that, but that is something that for VFR can be practical. Well, there are other things. You can also define the flaps for your aircraft that you are using. In this case, I have already the flaps separated by commas of the Boeing 737. That is Zibo, the version that I am using, and this corresponds to the flaps that you have in your aircraft. You can define also for the Airbus or for whatever aircraft are you using, but you have always separate by commas, and then you will see exactly that showed in your variable flaps in the slot, the corresponding slot. Then there are other things that you can spill with, for example the offsets of your strip. You can, for example, move the strip to the top like that, or you can move from the bottom. You see how it's moving? In this way you can define the place that is better for you, and otherwise you can press default and will come to the initial default position. You have here the display with all the selection of the slots. You can change, of course, this selection. Let us say, for example, here we have the temperature and wind. You see the meaning of all the variables if you press or if you select legend over there, and then you will see in each of the 10 slots what is the meaning. For example, in the TV that will be temperature and wind at the aircraft. Well, let us go here, or let us deselect legend, and then here you can, for example, we were speaking before about the dot. There are different calculations of the dot. For example, we have FMC is the most accurate, that is explained in the manual. In this case we consider the constraints for the calculation, and in the case of SimBrief, as SimBrief has not constraints, usually the values are different. In this case, usually I'm interested in the FMC with constraints, and that is something that I checked especially with Little Map to get similar results to Little Map. And if you choose this one, you will see distance of about 97 nautical miles, and that is more or less, of course there are some difference because it depends on the descent angle, but in this case in Little Map you see about 91. And if I will change, for example, the descent rate is here 3.6. if I try to change that, I think let me see, I can change it here, and then you will see that my dot will increase. That is to say, you can you will be even in this case you will be let me check, yeah, even much farther away. It's something that I have to check because that is for me not logical. I would have expected that if you, no, it's correct. If you are the more angle that you have, the later the dot will be. In this case, you will get this value. Yeah. In this case, in this way, you can try to come close to the values that you want, depending on the descent angle and the constraints, of course. In this case, it's probably SAPRE, the constraint that defines the dot. Well, I think that is more or less what I wanted to say in the introduction. Maybe to say also that if you press here over there, you will reset all the slots to the default. Here you can also define different colors for the font or the size. you can define it much smaller or medium, or you can define another kind of font, or you can come back to the default appearance. Okay, I think that is basically the tool. I think now maybe the other important thing is that you can define your slots, and you can even define some slots that are empty. For example, I think like that, and then you see that you will have 9 10 plus 9 plus the route. The route is always there when you define a flight plan, and then you have defined one less. You can preserve the slot position, for example, like that. We have an empty one here. We can define another empty one here. Let me check where it is. Here. And then you see that that is completely empty, and in this way you can define the numbers of slots that is for you convenient. And what I wanted to say is that then you can save this special configuration for your future, maybe for your future use, and this way you don't have to change every time, and then you will change the definitions of the 3 phases, as I said before, for the takeoff, for the cruise, and for the landing. In this case, we will be in the takeoff. If I press here, that will override the default one, and then the next time you start flight, you will have already these variables as they are now, the same variables. Okay. Of course, you can also introduce the origin and the destination without SimBrief or FMS flight plan, and that will be also a way to do that. Okay, let us go to the aircraft, and I think is prepared for the flight. Most of the things I wanted to show you that. There's a red color over there. Maybe I will have to come back to the defaults, layout to the defaults, also to see the IS speed. Well, and this is an indication, it's a warning, and then you know that you have to set the altimeter because it's in red, and it tells you also the value that you have to put. I'm flying with active sky, and it's taking the values of active sky. You have in this case a value of 1009, as you can see it here, and then we have, you can change also to hectopascals, but let us, sorry, to inches. In a moment we will work with hectopascals, and that will be, we have to reduce to 9, and then you see that the color goes back to, let us do the same over here, the copilot. Okay, and then you see this now white. I think the other thing is the flaps. As I said before, I have predefined the flaps for this aircraft, and then you see that is when I press is completely equivalent to the one that is shown over there. Okay, I think we are prepared. We have all the things for taking off, and okay, I will the parking brake, and then we can give some power. go to toggle. You see the indications of the speed over there.
V1 rotate. Lots of green.
Okay.
400.
Very good. Gear up, and you will see that gear up, this variable will disappear in a couple of seconds because gear up is not any information anymore, and the script will change this variable to another variable that is more important. In this case is the time and the arrival time. Well, I think we can select the autopilot. Let us do it easy, because it's not the objective of this flight to show how the aircraft works, but more to show the plug-in. You saw that I pressed the standard altimeter, and it was red before, and now it's white. It's a kind of remind that you have to do something. Okay, so I think we have a lot of nebula in this region. Okay, I think we can retract the flaps over there. We are in flap 1, and we are still in the takeoff climb phase. Variables are predefined, as I said before. I don't know what happened with my let us see. I will select again because it disappeared, probably because before I know what happened. I think I have to exactly, I have to unselect this one, and now it's correct. Okay, you see the next waypoint is over there, Brego. It's about 24 nautical miles, and well, you see all the, I think they are pretty clear. You have the remaining fuel, the temperature and wind, next point, the flaps, and so the altitude about ground, the speed and the heading. Well, I think we can, oops, we are about 10,000 feet. We can switch off lights. Okay. And now we are arriving to the cruise phase for the script. See the next waypoint is over there, is 1 nautical miles, and now we'll change to the next one. That is LSZH 558, is the one that is here, and it's also here on the instrumentation. I mean, the script is not a replacement, as I said before. It's just additional information, and I mean, for me, for example, for landing, it's very practical to know the altitude, or the altitude above ground, or the speed that you have. And I mean, it depends on the aircraft. In some aircrafts it's easy to see, but in others it's not so easy. Well, we have to press over here, and now we are arriving to the cruise phase. You see probably that is going to decrease the vertical speed, and soon you will see other indicators, other variables over here, because the script will see that we are stabilizing to the cruise altitude, and you see, for example, the indication of the FAF of the TOT is also new. With the TOT, as I said before, you have to be careful, because the TOTs, I was oriented on the little NAT map, and there is some differences, but not so big. But for example, for this flight, I saw that the FMS is showing another value. That, of course, I don't know exactly how it was calculated, but this is the most important value. You have to, and that is a typical example that for some variables you have to recheck. The dot calculation depends on many factors, and you can refine, as I showed before, and probably if you refine things, you will get similar results. But in this case, there is some difference, and then of course you have to orient on the value of the FMS. Well, we are on cruise. Of course, with the speed, we have other values over here. We have more or less 15 minutes of flight. So, as I said before, it's a very short flight. At the moment is very, you don't see anything at the moment. It's the real conditions at the moment. Well, I think now we have to check. It's about 47. We can increase a little more the speed. It was not good at the beginning. Maybe let us increase the cruise speed to 33 to arrive a little earlier. Let's see. I think it's increasing. Sorry. Okay, you have also the match number. That is new, the cruise. That is for some aircrafts like Concorde. Can be practical. I don't know for Boeing. But as I said before, that is something that you can define yourself. For example, here I have defined the ground speed. That is more interesting than the IS speed that you have in bracket. Well, let us see. I think we have over there the top of the sand, the dot. Let us check our flight. We have a navigraph. We need altitude of 4,000 feet, and these are the frequency and the course. Let us insert the frequency 108.7. Okay, and the course we set 223. Okay, so that is set now, and well, I think now you see also the wind is over there. As I said, that is something that you can always refine depending on your flights, the flights that you do more frequently, and then you find the variables that are more adequate to your flights. See here the distance is 78, and then you see the distance to the final. altitude. So I think we are close. We are 27 nautical miles. Yeah, we have with the speed we see now the time is shorter. Of course, this arrival time is always calculated based on the speed that you are using, and when you are climbing or descending, the speed is not the same as when you are in cruise, and of course therefore that can change depending on the phase you are. At the moment, for two phases, for the climb and takeoff climb, and also for the phase of cruise, you have two kind of variables. One is for the case that you have defined a flight plan from SimBrief or from FMS, and of course then you are interested in some features like TOT or next point or FAF or the route. And in the case that you are doing VFR, of course you are not so much interested in these things, and therefore for these two phases the code automatically select all the variables. For the descent at the moment is only one. Probably in a news release I will adapt two for the two possibilities. Yeah, I think we are coming close. We have 15 nautical miles, and I think I will intervene the speed in order not to avoid overspeed. So I will reduce the speed a little. Okay, I think we are perfectly on the way. You see, we are flying over Neuchâtel, but unfortunately we cannot see anything. And soon we will go to Lac Le Mans. And we will reach soon the dot. I think here, following the FMS, we will reach it before, and therefore I think we have to set already 4000. That was the value in the nav charts here. An important thing is that what I think is very practical if you have a SimBrief account, because in SimBrief it's very easy to implement the flight plans and to fetch from there to here to this strip. But you can also work with FMS, it's completely equivalent, and the code, the script looks for constraints in the nav data. This nav data can be from Xplane or from Navigraph. If you have Navigraph, the priority will be to look into the cards of Navigraph, but if you don't have a Navigraph account or subscription, then the code will check the Xplane nav data and will get also some constraints for your flight. Well, I think we are pretty close, 1.5 nautical miles. And now we'll have the VNAP activated, and soon we will start our descent. and soon you will see also that these variables will change to the descent variables. As soon as the script sees that there is a change, that will tell you when you see the vertical speed. Of course, in cruise you will not see that, it's not practical at all, but you will see in the takeoff and climb and in the phase of descent, like now. The script is reminding us that we have to put the correct transition level. So, and it is 1008. I will okay, some indications over here. Okay, and here we can do the same. Okay, and now before we forget, I think we can define the braking. Let's see, fortunately something now. Okay, nice. So exactly here. So you see the Neuchâtel lake, and we are arriving now to the Geneva lake. You see very nice mountain landscape in Switzerland. Okay. As I said before, we are now in descent phase for the script. And well, we can define here the approach. Okay, probably we will need to, the drag is required. Let us use the speed brakes to reduce a little the speed. Okay. I'm using a auto for XP. I think of course you see some colors different, but in general I'm very happy with the results. Geneva airport is over there. We are coming close. It's direct. The FAF is close to our final ILS point. It's over here. I think the descent rate is good. And it seems everything okay in our instrumentations. I think we can activate the lights and prepare for landing. Okay, we can use maybe flap 1. You see here. Oh. No. You can even reduce a little more the speed. I think we are, let us see, we are exactly here. We are a little lower as indicated in little map, but I think doing well at the moment. I think probably the constraint is going to be considered here. I think that would be the difference in the top calculation I was showing before. I don't know the way it's considered in the FMC and the way it's considered in the little map, but of course that defines your first constraint. As you see, the FMC is considering this 7,000 feet, and it's reducing the vertical speed. Sometimes you will see a change because, of course, like now, because the script will think that you are in cruise and will put the values to cruise until, of course, you pass this waypoint, and then of course the aircraft will descend, and then the phase will be again descent phase, and that will be soon because it's a 0.6, and now you have the next waypoint where there's not constraint of this kind, and then we arrive close to the okay, we are now close to the ILS point. We can test already if and it's detected the frequency. The VOR frequency is detected, as you can see it here. And now, yeah, I think still we have some clouds. So I think we are close to this point, as we have already detected the VOR. I think we can press approach. We have it. You see it here. The indicator. I think we are good altitude. Everything seems okay. We can reduce a little the flaps. Another value, and I think we can also reduce the speed. Okay, we are in ILS now, as you can see it here. think the altitude is correct. And now let us hope that we will have enough visibility to land. Okay, I think we can decrease a little more the speed.
$2,500.
I think we can. We have to orient on the 125 knots speed. I think we are at the moment a little over speed. I will use the speed brakes. I will probably also use the gear down to decrease even more the speed. And the flaps. Let us see if we see the runway. Not yet. Ah, now. Okay, it's over there. Okay, I think we have to reduce even more
1,000.
the speed. And now we have to check the final altitude. It's about 1,500.
500. 400.
Okay, I think we are done. We have all the things completely set.
300.
And now we can soon disconnect the autopilot.
200.
And I think also the auto throttle.
100.
And then
50. 40.
here we are.
30. 20. 10.
Okay. So in the end it was a hard land, but it's okay. It was safe. And now we apply reverse.
80 knots.
Okay. And now the brakes. Let us try to go here. Okay, welcome to Geneva. I think here then finish the flight. I thank you for the attention. I hope that you have enjoyed the flight, and also you can enjoy the tool. And please let me know in the comments or in the forum thread. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.